Being in families with a lot of siblings is fun because there's more kids to play with and you're not always bored.
I was an orphan, and now I have a family. My life has totally changed.
My name is Jeane Briggs.
My name is Paul Briggs, and we have 38 children.
We have 6 biological children and 32 adopted children.
To give you a listing of all of our kids, it's just too many to have memorized all the birth dates and such sort of thing, but most of the older ones now are out of the home.
Grace turns 20 on a couple of days. Sandra is 18. Anna is 23. Isaac is 22.
And then you got Tia. Then you get down to Maya.
Yeah, Maya and Luke is 17. Right. Maya is 17.
Right.
Salem and Sarai.
Yep.
Who are twins. Salem and Sarai are 14. Mm-hmm. Gracie is 16. Mm-hmm. I have to have an award for this after this, guys. This is tough. Andrew is 14.
Yeah, Zeke.
Zeke is...
He's 15. Levi's 14. Isaiah's
12.
Right.
Lila's 10. Twin boys.
Yep, are 8.
Jesse and Judah are 8. Jubal is 4, and Jayla is 3. I have always wanted to adopt. I wanted to make sure who I married liked children. And so when we were dating, when we were younger, at 14, my first date with him was a babysitting job, so I could tell I was that mature. If he would be good with kids, he was, and the rest was history. I never really thought we would do this many children. This is a boys' room. Isaac, Zeke, Abraham, and Luke sleep in this room. This is the boys' only bathroom, only boys allowed. Now this is where I'll probably need help. Grace sleeps here. Selah and Sarai sleep here.
Sarai, Maya, Leah, Natalie, Lily. This is the toilet, the soap, and the cups, and the spray, and here's a turn. So get water for water.
Jayla and Jubal are our youngest.
Hi. Hi.
They were adopted from Ghana. Jubal came at 9 months old, and Jayla came at 2 years. Jubal came by himself. He has no legs due to a condition called amniotic banding, where in utero there's these bands that can come and then they just kind of amputate. He was placed out in the bush in Ghana when he was born and was found. Jayla was found in a trash bin at weeks, maybe even not weeks, because we think, we don't know, she was abandoned. Mom died of AIDS and the family didn't want anything to do with that, so they stuck the baby, who they thought would have AIDS, in the trash bin. And so she had mom's spiral load for 2 years, which is not unusual. And then we got her home, and she didn't have it.
Currently, of the 38 children we have, there are 25 of them living at home still.
Yeah, we do have a system in place to help us take the burden off of how we manage these kids that have special needs or even just needs. I'm probably very OCD and need to organize, and organization is good in a large family, and they all know it's necessary to be extremely organized or we'd have chaos. And we have to have beds made, we have to have kitchens cleaned up, we have to have trash taken out, and I'm not going to do it for everybody. It all just works. That's what a family does.
The grocery bill, by and large, Jeane goes out twice a week for the main purchase, okay? Walmart one day, Sam's Club another day, but combined total, we probably spend $1,000, $1,100 a week on the groceries.
When my mom goes shopping and people say, man, that's a lot of food, and my mom goes, I have 38 kids, and they open them up and go, wow.
Well, they sometimes think we're having a party, but it's all for the, for the family here to eat.
We've adjusted our home over the years to deal with bringing in more and more children. The home started with about 2,400 square feet. We've had 3 additions. It's now just over 5,000 square feet.
We have 2 swimming pools, 2 trampolines, huge play areas out back because we need them. With this many kids, you can't put that many children in one swimming pool or on one trampoline.
So in our household, one of the biggest challenges on a daily basis is laundry. So we have 2 sets of washing machines and dryers, and they're busy every day. And again, usually the rule is by dinner time, everything needs to be folded and put away. So it's a nonstop process, and it keeps the people doing this every day as one of the biggest chores.
There's somebody who does all our kitchen floors. That's their chore for the week. And they have to do it before everybody comes down, or the floors really don't get clean because you're mopping and people are walking.
Breakfast is, everybody else is supposed to be dressing downstairs at 8 o'clock. Finish breakfast, finish chores, and school starts at 9.
Even though it's sometimes a lot chaos here, we manage to get through it. I mean, you don't have to tell other people what to do, you just know what to do when stuff get crazy.
Things happen, like in the family, and everyone is always there. Like, we're almost a team. Like, there's always people there that jump on top of things.
And starting school, my daughter and her kids generally come over.
The younger kids basically do their school in the morning, help out the older kids, and then during the afternoon nap and then other things, then the older kids are doing their school.
I don't not think they couldn't get academics at school. I know they could. I'm not afraid of what they'll pick up or learn. I love being with my children. I do teach English to everybody, and I do a geography. We just finished the 50 states, and science and history. But we do that depending on my schedule because I have to go grocery shopping twice and doctor's appointments. We have a lot of medically needy kids or kids who need follow-ups. My degree was in education from the University of Maryland, but it actually started out in nursing. That's my love, is medical. We've had heart surgeries, significant orthopedic surgeries where I did all the PT because there wasn't a good resource here. Because an agency or people in our adoption community would send, well, this child has this tumor and a big tumor, and I'd look at it and I'd say, I'm gonna maybe send that to the cleft clinic at Children's. And then nobody was totally interested in that child, and I'd say, Paul, nobody's gonna want this one, let's bring him home, or let's bring her home. And so if I wasn't shown all those kids, maybe we wouldn't have 38.
If I was in Russia, I probably would have died because I've had 12 families that rejected me because of my polio, and I know God brought them into my life for a reason, and they've helped me this far, so they're amazing people.
Well, I came here when I was 15, almost 16, but I always grew in the orphanage in Ukraine. So when you got a family, it's different. Different atmosphere. You have somebody that loves you, that cares for you, and make sure you're not sick or you're not hungry. We're in the orphanage, it was opposite. You were on your own a lot of times.
When I was put to the orphanage, I was 8, so between 9 and 10 and 11 and 12 was really, really hard for me. The fact that I met them and they brought me home, everything was just different for me. The fact of learning and depending on them, learning to trust them, learning what the love of a parents mean to me, everything was just new to me.
Even people will say, well, how do you love that many kids? How can you have enough time? Well, whatever we can give is way better than they would have ever had. So we, based on that premise, we also see their lives changed. We're feeding them. They didn't all have good nutrition. were getting medicine for them. They didn't get any kind of medical care. And we love them, and they know we love them. I have no doubt, even the ones who, struggle, know we love them.
I remember to this day stepping off the plane in the United States, Dallas Airport. Oh my God, 24 hours ago, I was an orphan. And now I have a family, and my life has totally changed. And anybody comes here, they have a better life already. Like Jubal, he was born, he was dumped in the woods, orphanage. Being here is totally different for him. Having bed and food and clothing and everything. People like, you're 29, you still live at home. I enjoy this. I enjoy this craziness.
I know for many of our children, we've given them the opportunity to live. They would have died. But you start to see, wow, they're starting to overcome. They know that they're really worth something and they have a life. And that they'll always be loved. They'll always have a home.